Boat Caravan Camping welcomes you out of lockdown and onto your boat, and we can't wait to see you at our shop. I would like to inform you of the 8 steps I look for when purchasing a boat for myself. When buying a pre-owned boat, it is imperative that you know exactly what you need, and we are there to assist you in this thought process. Also, I will share with you tips of the trade and show you exactly what I look for when buying a boat. Right, our first component that we need to look at when we are buying a boat is buoyancy. Buoyancy is a SAMHSA regulation that requires each and every vessel to have buoyancy installed. You get various types of buoyancy which can be found on SAMHSA's website. One example is foam. This is a closed cell foam system as shown below. This is installed in the entirety of this boat. Because it is a seagoing boat, it will have 60% minimum requirements according to law. It is imperative that you ensure the correct buoyancy is installed on your boat. So once we've determined that the correct buoyancy has been installed, now we can determine the correct boat for the correct application. This is my second point, application. You get 3 types of people that require boats. Firstly, the angler that wants to either use the boat by a dam or an estuary. A typical example would be a vessel like this. You've got a boat with a single installation motor and a small layout for fishing. Our second application would be a sport fishing boat. This would be typically a boat that is purposely built for sport fishing at sea. A typical example would be this vessel that we have recently redone for our customers' requirements. Our third and final type of vessel is a multifaceted boat. This would typically be a boat that is either intended for fishing when the mood occurs, or alternatively with a fun day out with the family, skiing, tubing and enjoying the sun and dam. An example would be this boat. You can clearly see it's got a mini wing for when you intend to ski with it. It's got a live well for when you intend to fish with it. And it's a single installation motor which will allow you to go 1 nautical sea mile at sea. Once you've decided on your application, you can now proceed to your transom. The transom is where the motor lies, and it's important to know the condition of your transom. An easy test is to trim up your motor, push down on the skeg, and if there's any flex on your transom, especially by the washers and where the engine is mounted, you know there's a problem that needs to be addressed. This is a transom on a monohull that we've recently installed, and it's now been prepared for its final coat before the engine can be mounted. Then I also want to show you a transom on a rubber duck. This is typically how a rubber duck's transom looks, and this has also now been reinstalled and it's ready for installation now. Once we are happy that the transom is sound, we can now proceed to the floor of the vessel. An easy test would be simply to walk on the vessel. You don't want any flex or movement on the floor when walking. Another easy way would be to just physically go on the floor and stomp on the floor like this. Notice how solid the boat is, and that is a good indication that we are good to go to proceed to our next point. Trailers are very important when selecting a vessel. Remember, a boat spends most of its lifetime on the trailer, and when going to sea, it is extremely important to have a reliable trailer which is built for the correct weight and that can easily offload the vessel and has a breakneck capability. You get a galvanized trailer, you get a non-galvanized trailer, and then you get a breakneck trailer, which can be either galvanized or non-galvanized. An example of a trailer that was designed incorrectly will give you a problem at a later stage at an unplanned and unforeseen area. This trailer has been built with the incorrect material, and as a result, while using it on its breakneck functionality, it is twisted out. This will now be rectified at our shop. When possible, always buy an oil-filled axle. Alternatively, it can be retrofitted. What's important to know about an oil-filled axle is all your bearings runs in oil. When going to sea, this is extremely important as rust obviously occurs with mild steel. This axle here is not an oil-filled axle, and you can clearly see the damage that the bearing cone has made on the axle. This axle is now beyond repair and needs to be replaced. Also, notice the leaf springs and that the leaf springs never pull away at the bottom. That's also an indication that your leaf springs needs attention or needs to be replaced in the near future. A couple of things to remember when deciding on a trailer is look at the trailer's strength. Look at the layout for when you are offloading and uploading your vessel. This trailer has been fitted with Teflon boards, which is a permanent solution. Always try and avoid anything that's wood that can rot over time. If you look at the axle, you can also see by the design of it that it is an oil-filled axle. These axles are extremely reliable as all your bearings runs in oil at all times. On an oil-filled axle, the braking mechanism works different to a cable brake system. The difference is it will push in here when you brake, it will push in the master cylinder, and then it will push the oil from the reservoir through the pipes all the way to the back of the boat. This will allow the disc brakes to push in on the vessel. This is an extremely safe measure, and this will always work without failure. Also, you'll be very easily notified on the reservoir if there's a potential leak, and it can be brought under the maintenance team at Boat Caravan and Camping. Our next point that I want to discuss is the power to weight selection when purchasing your Suzuki outboard. It is imperative that you always choose the higher horsepower rating that the boat can handle. This will allow you to have a much more performance orientated, enjoyable ride at sea or on the lake or lagoon. This is a Cat with 260 DF60s, which will easily push you through the water. I'm going to show you now a similar Cat with 2 DF100s, and the difference will be much more grunt and a little bit more top end, but specifically a lot more torque when loading the boat with much more crew. This is the similar size Cat that I showed you previously with now 2 DF100s fitted. This is a brand new rig that we've just done before lockdown, and I can't wait to test it to see the difference in performance. This rig will fly through the water, but more importantly will give you grunt. So when you go through the surf, it will turn unbelievably in the water, and also you'll be able to load it with much more people safely. We have now decided on all the essential areas, and we've checked them and they are compliant. Now it is important to look at the visual aspects. Remember, visually a boat must also look appealing. We have decided on a specific boat, and it is imperative that you physically go to the boat and inspect it. As a reputable company at Boat Caravan and Camping, we always show our customers all the positives and also the negatives. Remember, anything can be repaired at the right price. This boat, for instance, has got a few gel coat scratches and some aging marks. This can easily be repaired with a good buff and polish. However, if you are unaware of them, you might be disappointed. So it's imperative that you always make sure you use a trusted dealer like Boat Caravan and Camping to show you exactly what you are getting for the money you are paying. Boat Caravan and Camping will gladly assist you in understanding your accessories. When purchasing a vessel, it is of utmost importance to understand exactly what accessories comes included, as this can save you a lot of money and put you on the fish or on the dam at the right spot. We are proud to say that we are both Raymarine, Lawrence and Garmin agents, and have gone through all the necessary courses to ensure we give the exact and best technical advice for your specific application. Boat Caravan and Camping also will gladly assist you with installing, retrofitting or understanding your products.